Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this evening's edition of Biz Talks with Fred Holmes. I'm Fred Holmes, and welcome to my home office. Nice to have all of you drop by this evening. Seriously, for those of you that are perhaps this is your first opportunity to be part of one of these broadcasts, this is our opportunity this evening to share with you a little bit about a company that is literally on the verge of massive growth. Perhaps you've been invited by a friend, maybe a colleague, coworker, neighbor. Maybe somebody's been talking to you about the natural health revolution being led by Zija International. You've been invited to learn a little bit more about what we're doing. Perhaps you were on yesterday evening's health talks with Pat Anderson. You learned a little bit more about our products. What we're going to do this evening is we're going to share with you a little bit of information about our company, where we've been, where we're going, and why this is such a unique time to be with us. And I have a special guest this evening I'm going to be introducing here in a couple of minutes to let you hear from somebody in the field that's been with us, a very good example of a segment of the population that's looking at Zija International as a way to create a retirement income. But I want to start out this evening by asking a very simple question. If you had an opportunity to learn about a company that had world-class leadership, first to market, 5-star products, that was literally on the verge of exponential growth, going to double in the next 24 to 18 months and become one of the industry's, just a handful or two of legacy billion-dollar-a-year companies, would you want to know about that? Would you want to be involved with a company like that and grow with that company? Well, folks, I'm talking about Zija International. Zija International, we're a relatively young company in terms of the billion-dollar legacy companies. We've completed our 10th year in business. But what I want to share with you this evening is why Zija. And it really boils down to 3 things. The caliber, experience, track record, integrity of our corporate leadership, the products that we're bringing to market that meet a recognized need that people are looking for all over the world, and they haven't even heard about the products that we have. And then the third thing is timing. Now, Zija International, the founder of our company is a gentleman by the name of Ken Brailsford. If you don't recognize Ken's name, you will recognize who the man is. Ken is known as the father of encapsulation. He was the first guy to put medicinal herbs into gel caps to make it easier for the average person to obtain the benefits of medicinal herbs. Ken launched his first company in the early 70s, Nature Sunshine. Today it's been in business over 40 years. It's done literally billions of dollars in sales during that time. Ken went on in the 80s to launch his second company, Enrich International. It continues today under the name of Unicity, over 30 years in business, and again, billions of dollars in cumulative sales. Ken has more experience, more success than any other corporate executive in the entire history of network marketing. He has surrounded himself with world-class leadership to head the various divisions of our company. And if you knew that you had a man who'd already built 2 of the dynasty companies in our profession of network marketing, wouldn't it make sense that his third company would be equally as good, if not better? Second thing to look at is products. Zija International, we're known as the Moringa Company. We were first to market with Moringa oleifera. For those of you who aren't familiar with that botanical, that tree, look at the National Institutes of Health April 2008 newsletter. They reported that of over 5,000 botanicals that they have studied, the Moringa oleifera tree is the most nutrient-rich botanical and substantially beyond the very next, botanical. We are the only company in the world that that grows our own Moringa oleifera trees. We do all of the necessary shade drying and processing to provide optimal potency of our products. It's a single botanical that provides all of the nutrients necessary to sustain optimal health. And we were the industry leader, and that product alone took us from 10 million a year in sales to 50 million a year in sales when we introduced our all healthy weight management program that was combined with that product. Since that time, Zija International has established itself as the leader in the natural health revolution. We are bringing first-to-market category creator products, from our core nutritional line, our healthy energy drinks, to our latest product divisions, including first-to-market, all-natural sports nutrition line, first-to-market, clinical-grade essential oils available to the consumer, all-natural personal care products, skin care, hair care, body care, dental care. These are all products that people are looking for. Everybody recognizes the need to get the chemicals out of our environment, keep them out of our bodies, out of the food chain. Zija International, we're already doing this. And as I speak right now, we are literally 24 hours away from announcing one of the most significant advancements in the most necessary area of our life, which is water purification, to provide something that the industry has not yet seen, and do so at a price that is less than half of the industry's most popular, highest sold product out there. Zija International is a company that is literally decades ahead of its time. Today, with the infrastructure we've developed, we could produce over $1 billion in annual sales of our products, yet we're barely a small fraction of that, which brings up the third ingredient, which is timing. I've had the good fortune to be with this company for a few years. I've seen it grow from its infancy. I've seen us add new product divisions. I've seen, in many cases, extraordinary growth. But what we're about to experience over the next 12 to 18 months is going to set industry records. And what I want to do right now is to just kind of set the stage a little bit for you of who would be looking for a Zija International opportunity. Myself personally, this has been a godsend. I live at home. I care for my elderly mother. It's a way that I've been able to build a business on a part-time basis, working from home, not having to commute to the office or the overhead of a traditional business and so on. I'm about to bring over Birdena Pridey. Birdena, get yourself pretty. I'm going to bring you over here to my side of the webinar. I had the good fortune of meeting Birdena a few years ago. Birdena Pridey is from Kansas. Hello, Birdena. Point your camera down just a little bit so that we can see you. If you can, point your camera down just a little bit. There you go, much better. Hi, good to see you. Let me hear your voice.
Hi, Fred.
Oh, very good. Got you. You're doing well there. Birdena, I was just about to share with the folks, I had the good fortune of meeting Birdena a few years ago. Birdena actually represents one of the largest or fastest growing segments of the Zija International distributor base, in that she was looking for an opportunity to create additional income in retirement. Birdena, thank you for joining us this evening. I'd like to take a few minutes, ask you a few questions. Maybe you can start out by telling the folks a little bit about your background. You know, what have you done, and where were you when you were first introduced to Zija?
Okay, thank you, Fred. I always wanted to be a teacher. So from littlest childhood, clear up, I kept that goal until I graduated from college, and I became an elementary teacher. I also was an adjunct professor for Newman University in Wichita, teaching teachers for a while.
Oh, cool.
I moved from grade to grade in the same school district for 35 years. So I taught kindergarten through 6th grade, every grade except for 3rd grade and 5th grade. So I had a really good career. I'm also a farmer's wife. My husband and I own our own farm. We have acreages of corn, wheat, milo, and sunflowers. My brother introduced me to Zija, And at first I wasn't interested. I thought I was healthy and I wasn't interested in another income. But when we tried the product, right away we saw a difference. We had good results with more energy and we slept better. And after several months, I really found health issues being taken care of. But I still was firm that I didn't want a business. And Fred, the business found me. People started asking me what I was doing because I was walking better, I was losing weight, and my team started to grow without me. And that was the first part of my Zija career.
And let me back you up just a little bit. So you were introduced by your brother.
Yes.
And when your brother started talking with you about Zija, was he talking about, you know, a home-based business, or was he talking about products that could benefit you and your husband's health?
He was talking product, but I knew where he was headed, and I didn't want any part of it.
Well, and Clinton's a businessman, so, and obviously you know your brother, you knew where he was going with this, but he didn't get too carried away with that. He focused on the health benefits for you and your husband.
Absolutely.
Now, I'm asking you so that you can share with everybody else. I know the story, of course. You'd actually, without really realizing it, were building a business. You had customers. Some of those customers took on the opportunity to share the product with others. I mean, that's kind of what's referred to as the organic growth of a network marketing or multi-level marketing, person-to-person distribution business. What was it that kind of turned on the light bulb for you and got you excited about actually focusing on building a Zija business?
Fred, this is kind of funny because I'm a grandma. I was almost retirement age, and the company came out with a Mercedes Benz program, and I'd always wanted a sports car, a convertible. So when they came out that to be a gold level, you could have a free car paid for by the company, that seemed very attainable to me. So I set my goal and I got it. And that was really a game changer for me. It was a game changer for people in the community too, because we live in a farming community, very rural. I'm 30 miles from town. You don't see a Mercedes convertible out on these highways.
No, you might see a Mercedes truck, but definitely not a convertible. Well, yeah. Since you obtained that rank of gold, which is one of our part-time levels, and Zija International really is a different kind of company, folks. You know, it's not unusual in this type of business for companies to offer, you know, luxury automobiles to their top distributors. Zija International, again, it's a different kind of company. Even our part-time people have the ability to earn a free Mercedes Benz from the company. Now, one of the things that's happened here is that as you stepped up to obtain that goal, you've actually gone well beyond that. You're now at our platinum rank, which is one of our higher level leaderships ranks in the company. Maybe you can tell folks a little bit about where you live and how you're building your business, because it's not like you live in Chicago or Denver or Los Angeles where you've got tens of thousands of people right next door to you.
Right.
Go ahead, Birdena, say that again. We interrupted for a second.
My internet's having a little bit of trouble. That's how rural I am. So, Fred, I'm 30 miles from town. We're 250 miles from a major airport, any direction that you go. So out here, once you get your speed up, it just takes a little longer. So we travel a lot, but also because of the phones and the internet, anything is possible with Zoom meetings. I've had Zoom meetings in Kenya and just all over. It's possible because of internet and technology. I'd also say I'm retired now. I'd always planned to retire at an early age as soon as I could, because my goal as a teacher was to double dip, meaning I'd retire and then still teach in a surrounding community. Well, when it came time, I did quit against the advice of my school board and my principal. And my husband said, why would you even look at another teaching position? Look what you have with Zija. And so I did. I am a stay-at-home, retired, happy farmer's wife. I've never regretted that. And Fred, even though how rural I am and my age, it was a few years of part-time work until my teacher retirement was surpassed by my Zija. And it just certainly makes a nice retirement package.
So I guess it goes without saying, you could put in 30 plus years as a teacher for retirement, or 2 or 3 years with Zija for a retirement. 35 years, or put in a couple of 2 or 3 years with Zija for a retirement plan that's actually bigger.
Yes.
Very good. One last thing I want to ask you, and I think this is the question that most people have when they take a look at our kind of business. We already know that you had the characteristics of success, and we talk about this like on our Saturday morning new distributor training. What are the characteristics of successful people? Well, it boils down to 3 things. Good work ethics, okay? You don't show up as a teacher every day for 35 years without having good work ethics, right? You got to be coachable. You got to be willing to learn what we do. It's different than what most people have ever done. And you got to have that desire. You got to be wanting to set goals that are meaningful. That way you stay in the game long enough to achieve the goals. But the question I got, and I got it just the reason I'm asking this, I got this yesterday from a brand new person just getting started. She asked me, because her goals are to be a significantly above average income earner. And I'm going to ask you the same question she asked me. If there was one thing that you could, one tip, one suggestion you could make for a brand new person getting started today, what would that suggestion be? What would you suggest to your brand new distributor who had high level goals? What would you suggest they do?
Well, I'd say it's not a get rich quick scheme. They come and go. Mm-hmm. You have to be willing to work hard, follow the system, and probably the most thing, it takes action. Mm-hmm. You can't just sit back and wait for it to happen, but action would be the one word, and you never give up. Anyone can do this, Fred. My age shows me that. Education, it doesn't matter. Social status, everyone can achieve what they go to achieve, and it just takes perseverance.
That's excellent, and I couldn't agree with you more. Birdena, you've been such an inspiration for so many people within the Zija community who've watched your story. I wish I had a picture of you sitting next to the convertible Mercedes, because that's really cool. And I got to tell you, your grandkids must just think you're the coolest grandma in the world driving around in the convertible Mercedes.
They do think it's fun.
Well, it's always cool when the grandbabies think you're cool, right?
Yes. And Fred, I wanted to say something else. In my retirement, I've been a teacher all of my life, but in my retirement, I still get to teach. I don't feel like I've quit. I teach better health and financial choices, and this Life Unlimited has been more than I ever dreamed it could be. The travel and the time with the grandkids and new friends and personal development opportunities like I never imagined. I don't plan to sit still. I think that's how everyone should look at retirement. Just see what else there is to do.
I'm 100% with you. I figure, I'm here with Mom. I realize that it's likely it's going to be, I'll be in my 70s before I'm a single guy again. And, I'm going with 70 is the new 40. What do you think?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, listen, Birdena, it's been an absolute pleasure having you here with us this evening to share your story and that sort of thing. Give my best to Larry and the grandbabies, and we'll look forward to having you back on another edition at another time, okay?
Thank you, Fred. See you in a couple weeks.
I'll look forward to seeing you at the big summit convention coming up. Take care, my dear.
Bye.
All right, we're going to go ahead and let Birdena go back to the other side of the webinar. Folks, Birdena's story is one of many, many, many stories within Zija International. And the only things that are in common of the people that have achieved higher levels of success within our business, it's certainly not background, it's certainly not age, career, financial status, and so on. What it really does come down to is somebody who's made a decision that they're going to make a change, whether it be a change in their health, whether it be a change in their financial situation, or for some people, it's not even a change for themselves, but a change to help others. Willingness to work, willingness to learn. You heard Birdena talk about that, be coachable, and that desire to make a change. And what I want to do this evening is two things. First of all, I want to deliver a call to each one of you that have been invited to be part of this. If you haven't had a chance to try our products, then you should try our products. Okay, the person asked you to be part of this broadcast this evening, or maybe they directed you to the video replay link. They can talk to you about our Zija products. Use them, find out for yourself why so many people's lives have changed for the better from the use of our products. For some of you, you're looking at a way to maybe change your financial situation. We have a number of vehicles that'll give you more information, because obviously tonight was not designed to give you all the details, but rather exposure to what we have going on. And so we have many opportunities for you to get more involved. The person asked you to be part of this presentation. I'll get that for you. And then the last thing I want to do is I want to invite you, for those of you that are ready to get started now, get your questions answered. If you're ready to get started, we're going to be hosting a special training on Saturday morning, this coming Saturday morning, for brand new distributors. The foundational elements that were taught to myself personally over 30 years ago. I used to be a cross-country truck driver. I got introduced to this profession. I learned how to do this type of distribution model from people that were already seven-figure income earners. And really all I've done since that time is share the knowledge that was shared with me 30 plus years ago. And I'm going to be doing that on Saturday morning. This same webinar link, if you got the direct link, or the person asked you to be part of this presentation, they'll get that information for you. Or reach out to me directly and I'll send the information to you. Saturday morning, 10 o'clock Pacific time. That'll be 1 o'clock in the afternoon, East Coast time. Join us. Find out the things that are necessary to learn to become part of Zija Nation and to be part of the growth that we're going to be undertaking over the next several months. With that, I'm going to go ahead and say goodnight for now. Thanks to Birdena for taking a few minutes coming in from Central Kansas to share her story with us. And we'll go ahead and sign off for tonight. I look forward to seeing you all on Saturday morning. Thanks for joining us. Take care. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.